Hello and welcome everybody. My name is Julia and I'm from TU Dresden. I'm going to give you a short presentation about my university, TU Dresden. And this webinar is part of the European Higher Education Fair 2020 webinar series that is organized by the delegation of the EU to Japan, actually. So first of all, please ask all your questions that you might have in the Q&A section. That's the little bubbles down there with F&A. My colleague, Mrs. Sato, will answer all your questions. You can also ask them in Japanese if you feel comfortable in that, or you can also ask them in English and I will try to answer them later. This webinar is recorded just to make sure that you know about that. So let me just start by sharing my screen with you and start my small presentation. So, yeah, I'm pretty sure not all of you know where Dresden actually is located. So I've brought a little map where you can see the big red dot in the middle is where Dresden is located, south of Berlin, just 2 hours, very close to Prague, the capital of the Czech Republic, also 2 hours. And we are pretty much very centrally located in Europe. Dresden is also the capital city of the Free State of Saxony, one of the 16 states of Germany, and has more than 500,000 inhabitants, which is considered a big city in Germany. I know comparing it to Tokyo or other big cities, that's pretty small, but for Germany, it's considered a big city. Dresden is also a very dynamic city, quickly growing, also in terms of inhabitants. And I already mentioned our close ties to the Czech Republic and to Poland. Furthermore, Dresden is well known for its cultural landscape, its architecture, its many museums. It's a very nice city to live in, actually, and it might also be known for its history. You might have heard about Dresden also in terms of the destruction during World War II. Dresden is also a very green city, as you can see in the second picture. We have a lot of parks. The riverbanks are very green and lush to sit on in summer and in springtime. And overall living has a very high quality in Dresden, and that at very moderate costs compared to other big German cities. Not only Dresden is very beautiful, but also the surroundings, like you can see in the third picture, offer a lot of things to do. We have the Saxon Switzerland mountains close by, 30 minutes. You can go hiking, you can go mountain climbing, exploring, whatever you like. We share this mountain range with the Czech Republic, so also a lot of our students go and visit the Czech Republic, and there are many, many other things that you can actually see or do here. Okay, enough of the city. Let's talk a bit about the university itself. TU Dresden actually was founded in 1828 as a technical institution, so to teach mechanical engineering, some sciences, but mostly engineering. But today we are actually one of 11 universities of excellence in Germany, and we offer all kinds of subjects. So you can also study languages with us. You can do all kinds of humanities, philosophy, political science. There's a huge choice that you actually have in our 5 schools. We have more than 120 degree programs in all levels. So you can do bachelor's programs, you can do master's programs, you can even do a PhD in all of our subjects. I will talk about this in a minute. And you can find all the information regarding our programs under the link posted here, tud.de/sins. We had about 32,000 students last winter semester, so that's about 17% international students as well, with 5,400. Unfortunately, I cannot give you the current figures because due to Corona, we are still enrolling And so I don't have an up-to-date number yet. But if you are interested, let me know and we will tell you, or I'll send you a link where you can find the updated information later on. I also brought you some pictures from our campuses so that you get an impression. We have 4 different big sites, 2 within the city and 2 outside of Dresden. The first one is the main campus. That's also our biggest campus, where where almost all faculties have their buildings, and also the administration is located there, and it's only about 3 kilometers from the city center. The second picture shows our medical campus, so you can also study medicine with us. That's also about 3 kilometers from the center and 6 kilometers away from the other campus. It's well connected by public transport. Dresden has buses, trams, and suburban trains, and of course some ferries to cross the river. We do not have a metro. The third picture shows our campus in Tarant. That's our forestry department, so you can also do forestry and sustainability studies with us, and will probably get to study on your own campus outside of Dresden. And the fourth picture shows our campus in Zittau. That is a small city close to the Polish border, where we offer advanced master's courses in some subjects. So if you're interested to find out more, check our database I just mentioned before for the courses we offer. Our main campus especially has a lot of historic buildings. It started around the turn of the century, from the 19th to the 20th century. So from 1900 on, this campus evolved, and many of our buildings there are monument protected, very nice architecture, and they are all either are already redecorated or we are currently renovating them. So it's very nice actually to sit in these old historic buildings that you see here. But of course, we also have a lot of modern new buildings and facilities, lots of concrete, lots of glass, and you also see some green on here. This building down here, number 4, is actually my favorite building on campus. It's our biology building, and it has this nice green staircase in the middle of the building. So you can go and sit there during your break, enjoy the silence and enjoy the plants. They are real plants, actually. It's pretty spectacular. And of course, we not only have lecture halls and seminar rooms, we also offer fantastic labs and research buildings. Number 1, for example, is our university library. That is also a state library. So it's also catering not only for the university, but also to all people actually in Dresden. Everybody can go there. And it has stunning architecture as well. The books are actually not in the building, but underground, under this glass roof that you can see on the picture. The other pictures, I don't want to talk about all of them, maybe just highlight 2 or 3. Number 2 is the zebrafish facility in our Center for Regenerative Therapies, where we do research on, as it says, regenerative therapies to cure diseases like Alzheimer's, for example, diabetes, and many others. Dresden is actually a big hub for bioengineering, biotechnology, biomedical research. There are also many companies and non-university research organizations here, like Max Planck Institutes or Fraunhofer institutions. And the other big topic here in Dresden is microelectronics, for which I have chosen picture number 4, which is a wafer in a clean room. So when computer chips are produced, like the ones that are in your computers or in your smartphones or wherever we have these chips today, is everywhere basically. They are produced on these wafers, and TU Dresden does a lot of research in that respect, but there are also big companies here, like Infineon, for example, and also, what's the other called, Global Foundries, and also Bosch has a big plant here where they actually produce these chips, and where our students can do their research work or find part-time jobs. Yeah, let's get cracking with the organizational stuff. I already said that we have all levels of studies. So you can do your bachelor program with us. You can also study for a master for 2 years. And you can opt for a PhD for 3 years. We also have some weird German degrees, or the traditional German degrees, that is the diploma. The diploma is actually a 5 years program and is considered equivalent to the master. So it's the same recognition-wise, but you study continuously. So you start with your basic studies like in a bachelor, and then you go on till the end to your diploma. And you don't have to apply again like you would have for a master. It's very convenient actually, and we offer this in engineering, so in mechanical engineering, in electrical engineering, but also in architecture, for example. If you wonder what the last one is, state examination, Staatsexamen or Staatsprüfung, that is a degree that our teachers have to obtain if they want to teach in schools. And also medical students graduate with a state examination, and food chemistry students. Yeah. So it's a very specialized degree, and that's probably not relevant to most of you. All of our programs usually are taught in German, as we are a German university, but fear not. We also do offer some English taught programs, namely those 14 master's programs that we posted here. We also try to translate the program names, but of course that's not always that easy. But you will find more information about these programs at TUD Masters in English. We offer all kinds of information there, so the deadlines, the requirements, the contact person, which jobs you can do afterwards. So make sure to check out this website. In general, I can tell you that you need about B2, C1 level English in order to get enrolled in these programs, and you need a first bachelor degree that is relevant to the program. But I will talk about the requirements in a couple of minutes. So I already mentioned that you can also do a PhD with us. A PhD in Germany is actually a bit different from what you might know, what you might have heard. So mostly our PhD students do not enroll in a set program. So there's no structured program usually, but they do a independent research work under a supervisor. It gives them a lot of academic freedom, and they can pursue their research thesis actually. This individual promotion, or the individual PhD studies, is a very traditional way to do this in Germany, and 75% of our students still do this. The hurdle is that you need to find a supervisor, which might be difficult, especially if you come from abroad and don't know any professor. Should you be interested in that, the best thing would be to send us an email, and we will help you through the process. But what you can already do is that you check our website and familiarize yourself with our institutes, and check which institute or which professor would fit to your interests. And then you would have to contact them and get in touch with them regarding a PhD. The structured PhD programs, that's the right-hand side column, is lesser done here. So there are not so many programs with the structured offer. So this usually also takes about 3 years, and you follow a course plan. So you do not have to find a supervisor beforehand, but you enroll in the program. We do not have that many structured programs though. So if you are interested in a structured program, please also check the link again that I mentioned on the slide and check for the structured programs. Of course, you can also come as an exchange student to our university. We accept usually students from our partner universities. We have quite a lot of partner universities in Japan. Maybe if we have time, I can also talk a bit about that later on, but we can also email them to you, or you can check our website. But we also accept free movers. So if you are from another university, not our partner, and you want to come to us for 1 or 2 semesters to see the city and to study some courses with us, we also accept free movers. So you're very welcome to apply as an exchange student. Please note though that we do not have special courses for exchange students. Our exchange students enroll in our regular programs. So you take part in courses that are regularly offered to all students. A lot of them are in German. So you need at least B1 German to participate in these. If you want to do this for the English masters, you would need at least B1 English in order to do the exchange studies. During that time, you would stay enrolled with your home university. We would try to come up with a learning agreement so that the courses you do at TU Dresden are also accepted at your home university. Okay, I mentioned the requirements already, and I already talked a bit about them. If you want to do a degree studies with us, that means you want to do an degree with TU Dresden, like a bachelor or a diploma or a master, you need to consider several requirements. I already mentioned the German knowledge. For all our German taught programs, you need C1 German in order to be enrolled directly. I know that's quite high. I also listed the tests that we usually accept, like the test of, for example, or BSc2 or the DSH test. For the English master's programs, you usually need between B2 and C1 with a TOEFL, for example, or an IELTS test. Please make sure beforehand, before applying with your chosen program, what exactly their requirements are, because they have different requirements in this frame between B2 and C1 English. Of course, you need also some academic certificate before you can actually study with us. If you are interested in undergraduate studies, so bachelor or diploma, for example, and you just finished high school in Japan, you will need your certificate of graduation and at least 62% in the center test. Or you can also already start studying in Japan at the university of your choice and study for 1 year. And we would also accept this 1 year studies with a transcript, of course, so you've passed all your courses as the necessary requirement. If you are interested in a master's program, you would need to have a first bachelor degree or first university degree in a respective subject. So, for example, if you want to study a master in biology, your bachelor should also be in the field of biology or some related science area. You cannot switch your major from the bachelor to the master. So you cannot apply for, let's say, economics masters with a bachelor in German studies. That would not be possible. So it has to fit. But some of the engineering programs are very open-minded. So for example, if you have a bachelor in mechanical engineering or in computer science, some of our bioengineering programs, or for example, nanobiophysics or molecular bioengineering, they would also consider your application, because this is a very interdisciplinary program, and they would consider your application nevertheless. If you want to come as an exchange student, I already mentioned all the requirements. And for the PhD, you would need a first university degree equivalent to a master's usually. And of course, you need to find a supervisor, or you have to apply for a structured program. You can do your PhD in German or in English. That depends on your supervisor, but usually doing a PhD in English is not a problem. Japanese might be difficult though, so usually it's done in English or in German. The application deadlines are also very important. Usually, I say usually because due to Corona, everything was a bit mixed up here. Usually our deadlines for degree studies are from 1st of April to 15th of July of the same year for the start in the winter semester. Our winter semester starts on October 1st every year and goes till the end of March the next year. Most of our programs start in winter semester, so that's the most relevant deadline actually. So you apply within the same year for the start in the winter semester. Please note that some of our English taught master's programs have a shorter deadline, only till 31st of May. If you want to come as an exchange student, you can apply until 30th of June for the winter term and until 15th of January the same year for the summer term, which starts on April 1st. So there the deadlines are not that long beforehand. You apply usually via Uni Assist for our degree studies programs. And this is a completely separate company in Berlin, and they sort all of our applications before delivering them to us, and you have to pay a small application fee. But it's not that difficult actually. We give a lot of explanation on this on the website I mentioned here. If you have any questions, please post them or send us an email. Sorry. As an exchange student, you usually just apply via our TU Dresden portal, but this is also explained on the website. Another important factor that you have to consider is fees and costs. The good news is we do not have any tuition fees at TU Dresden, so you don't have to pay anything for your studies, for your exams. The library is free, the computer pools are free. The only thing that you have to pay is the so-called semester contribution, or Semesterbeitrag, which is actually a supportive sum to help student services and to finance your transport ticket. It's 285 euros roughly per semester, so that's for 6 months. And I mentioned it already, it includes a ticket for public transport, and you can use all the trams, all the buses, all the suburban trains, the ferries in Dresden. And the nice thing is you can also use all the regional trains in the whole federal state. That's very rare in Germany, that you can use all the trains also in the state, not just in the city. So I've posted the network here where you can actually go, and you can even go to the Czech Republic. It's really very convenient. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you can also use the Mobi bikes, so the rental bikes we have here, for free for 1 hour each trip. That's pretty amazing actually, because they are everywhere and it's very convenient to ride your bike. It's also very enjoyable at the riverbanks, for example, and you can just use these bikes. You don't have to bring your own bike to Dresden. Oh yeah, and the picture down here, you also see a nice contrast between the very old trams that we used to have in Dresden and the shiny new ones. on the left-hand side. So nowadays, unfortunately, the old ones are not seen around anymore. We only have the new ones now. Another thing about the cost is how much living actually costs. Most of our students either live in a shared accommodation on the private market, or they share dorms or student halls in the von der Studentenberg. So TU Dresden does not have its own dorms. This is coordinated by the Studentenwerk, and it's similar in all other German cities. So if you want to apply for a student dorm, you do this with the Studentenwerk and not with us. They cost between 150 and 400 euros roughly per month for rent. And on top of that, you have to consider your other living costs, so food, books, clothes, insurance. Can I think of anything else? No, that's it basically. And for Dresden, you have to calculate about 700 euros per month for your basic living costs. You see the table down here, that's pretty moderate compared to other big German cities. So actually in Dresden, you get a lot of quality for very moderate costs. So you should also consider that when making your choice where to go actually. I've also given you the link from the Zeit magazine where you can actually see the comparisons between all the cities, and they are based on what students actually said, how much they spend every month in Germany. Okay, so the last thing I wanted to mention before I start answering some questions as well is that not only do we want our students to study well here and do well in their exams, but we also want you or our students to enjoy themselves and to learn new things, maybe also outside of their usual program. So we try to offer a lot of activities as well, like for example, our cultural office or the student initiatives. They offer excursions or trips around Dresden, in Dresden, so that you get to know the city, the state, and that you get to know customs and everything that is there to know. We have buddy programs that mentor you, especially in the start of your studies, so that you are not feeling alone in the beginning. We have a big university sports center where you can choose from almost 800 courses every semester, ranging from volleyball, basketball, football, all these general things to canoeing, yoga, mountain climbing, Zumba. There are so many things. We even have Quidditch courses if you are a Harry Potter fan. It's a broad selection that you can choose from. We offer a lot of arts clubs, so you can do theater with us. We have a very professional university orchestra and a choir that you can join. There's a cinema, student cinema. There's a campus radio. It's a very big group of things that you can choose from. And we also offered faculty-related clubs, like the robotics club, for example, or Elbflores, that are just some examples. Basically, all the faculties have some kind of activities. Elbflores is a favorite of mine because they build these racing cars, like formula racing cars, and then they race against other university teams from all over Europe on actual racetracks. It's pretty amazing, actually. So that's it for my small presentation. I'm right on time. And feel free to write us any questions that you might have to this email address, studium.international@mailbox.tu-dresden.de, or go to our website and try to find your answers there. You can also call us if you feel so inclined. Thank you so much for your attention and for participating in this event. I hope to receive many more questions, and I will check now if there are any questions in the Q&A that I should answer. And I see that there are quite a few. So I already hold a BA granted by four-year university, but may I enroll Studienkolleg prior to enrollment? Ah, yeah, Studienkolleg. Nice that you mention it, Yoshiaki. Thank you very much. If you already have a 4 years BA, it depends on where you want to apply for. With a 4 years BA, you can actually already apply for a master's degree. There is no need to go to Studienkolleg. But I would have to check with your concrete details. So which university did you obtain your BA at? Which subject are we talking about? And what are you actually interested in? Studienkolleg is actually a track that you have to take if you do not fulfill the set requirements for undergraduate studies mostly. So if you do not bring the requirements that we ask of you. But if you have any question, also if you want to know more, please send us an email. The email address is mentioned here, and I will then get back to you, or my colleagues will, with detailed answers, especially for your case. Is there any aerospace engineering programs taught in English and master's program? I'm very sorry, no, not yet. We do offer aerospace engineering as a specialization in mechanical engineering. Actually, we do also a lot of lightweight construction and yeah, design, also for planes, for aeroplane design. But this is done in German only at the moment. I'm also trying to convince them to offer English taught programs, but not yet, unfortunately. If I apply for winter semester of bachelor on April 1st, how long will I take to receive a notification of pass or not? Okay, if you apply on the 1st of April, my colleagues will start working on your letter of admission as soon as they receive all the documents from UniAssist. So if you apply early, usually you will receive your letter of admission in July or August. It depends on whether you apply for a program with restricted entrance or to an open program. So some of our programs are restricted because we receive too many applications and do not have enough places. And if that happens, we do a ranking. And this takes some more time than if you apply for an open admissions program. But most of our engineering programs, for example, are free admission. So you will receive a letter of admission pretty fast, actually, compared to the other programs. So next question, Guten Tag, can we choose subjects in center exam to go to TU Dresden, or is it decided? This question always pops up about the exam. There is very strict rules which subjects you should take in your center test, and it's on the, I think I had it on the slide, there is a link there. Wait, I check if I can go back on my slides. Yeah, you see this here, the anabin.kmk.org. This is a database where you can check the admission requirements, and it also states there which subjects you have to take in the center test to actually be admitted. I can also send you more details on that if you send me an email again. So please, I can also give you my email address and send you the details again. I will do this now. So you mean that BA holder is supposed to enroll interdisciplinary course after completing Studienkolleg? No, if you have a BA already and you want to apply for a master, you don't need to do Studienkolleg. Or do you want to apply for a bachelor degree? Studienkolleg is only relevant if you do not have a bachelor already, or if you did not pass the center test or anything like that. So it's only for those that do not fulfill the criteria. Should we have to apply with German certification regardless of the course, like for a master's course? If you mean, do you need a German certificate C1 for our master, for all our programs? Yes, if they are taught in German, even if they are a master's program, you need German C1 and you need to provide this for your application. If you mean a translated version of your Japanese certificates, then yes, the documents that you upload for your application need to be translated from Japanese to either English or German, because we do not speak Japanese. So they need to be translated. For some master's programs that are taught in English, you do not need to know German. English would be fine with this. You don't need German certificates. Yeah, a certificate of German for English masters. Second is about language requirement. I know that the exchange student need the level B1. Okay, if you have already done German for a year at your home university, we would also consider a certificate by your home university as a proof of your knowledge of German B1, for example. That would be the first option. It might also be possible in some programs or in some faculties that you can do lab work or project work with a supervisor in English. Because in architecture, we don't have any English program, but of course, the lecturers and the professors, they speak English. So it might be an option to do project work, but we have to discuss this beforehand. So please send an email to my colleagues with the concrete idea that you have, and maybe also the institute that you are interested in at TU Dresden. So that would be my advice. Are there specific application and enrollment dates for PhD program? Okay, how to put this? Yes, if it's a structured program, then each program has their specific deadlines. You would have to check the link I provided for your chosen program. For the general individual PhD, that depends on whether you want to enroll or not. Because actually, you don't have to enroll as a PhD student. You can also, usually the university employs PhD students. So you're employed by TU Dresden and get a salary. And you do not need to enroll as a PhD student. I know this sounds very confusing, but my advice would be don't worry about the application deadlines too much for the individual PhD. The big problem really is finding a supervisor. And once you've found a supervisor or an institute that you are interested in, they will guide you through the process and they will tell you whether you have to enroll or not. And if you want to enroll, they will also tell you what the deadlines are for their programs. Haben Sie eine Abteilung, die man über Stadtplanung oder Urbanismus? Yes, you can. I hope it's okay that I answer this in English for everyone. We offer urban planning and design in our architecture faculty. It's a part of the diploma course in architecture, and you can focus on that in the diploma program. So they also have an institute for that, and are happy to answer your questions or accept your applications. Okay. So if there are no other questions, I think I answered all of them. A student age group. Thank you for your polite explanation. What about the student age group? I think you mean how old our students are. So we have all kinds of students. We have a lot of students, of course, that come directly after their school graduation. So they are about 18, 19 years old. But we also do have a lot of students that come later on, especially the master students. Some of them already worked and then decided to pursue a master after all. So they are in their 20s, 30s. It's a very mixed group, but the majority, of course, is younger students that, at least in the undergraduate programs, that came directly from school. But I think I have answered all the questions now. In any case, I will stop sharing my screen now. So, and I think I answered all the questions. And I don't see anything mentioned in the chat. So if you don't have any questions anymore, please let me know if there are any more questions. This is the time to answer now. If not, I want to thank you again for all your participation. Unfortunately, we couldn't meet in person today. That would have been even better, actually. But things are as they are. Our tuition fees free for international students. Okay, this is already answered. So I don't know, maybe some of you are also wondering how we are doing in terms of the Corona currently and what our students are doing. So maybe I can also quickly talk about this a bit. Still feel free to answer questions in the F&A box. We still have about 4 minutes. So the situation currently is that we do a hybrid semester and we offer English, we offer virtual courses, and some very few courses are actually taking place with very limited capacities, of course, because our rooms also have limited capacity, but the majority is done online this semester. And we are also still enrolling students, or matriculating them, and they are still arriving as far as possible. But we also have several students that are doing a completely online semester because traveling to Dresden would have been too complicated now with getting a visa and making a flight possible and stuff like that. So it's a very, very difficult semester for everyone. But so far we are managing okay, and our students are also really great in participating in all these things and supporting us, and we are supporting them. So I think there was another question, at least it popped up. Where is it? Here. I just saw a question pop up, but here. Could you show us the slide of the international office again? Yeah, sure. I can show you again. You meant this one, right? The contacts. I hope you meant this one, but this is our general team email where we can answer all your admission questions and all your questions actually. And as said, you can also call. We also offer a chat twice a week, which you will also find on the website, where we can also chat again and answer all your questions directly if you have any. Okay, so that's it from my side. If there are no more questions, please contact us. I'm really looking forward to hearing from you, maybe seeing some of you next year, hopefully. We don't know yet what the next year will bring, but let's be positive. Okay, I will close this now. And I think we are done here. Once again, thank you for your participation and have a great rest of the evening, and enjoy becoming webinars. Thank you very much.